In this video, we're going to see how we can use the MCP server available inside your business or above plans from Hostinger to help us with our WordPress and our WooCommerce website. Let's take a quick look at the website itself first of all to see what we're starting off with, and then I'll show you a couple of examples of how you can use this MCP server to really speed up the whole process of working with your online store and your website. Before we do go any further though, this is a sponsored video, but as with all sponsored content on this channel, no opinions expressed, simply going to demonstrate how this feature works and you can make a more informed decision for yourself. But if you want to hop on this, check out the link in the description down below so you can save yourself a little bit of cash on your Hostinger plan. So this is our example site. It's a WooCommerce store. It's a template, but it shows you how everything will work. And if you scroll down, it's a very typical site. You've got products on here. In this example, it's kind of skincare products, but it could be anything at all. It could be just a normal WordPress website. And as you can see, everything kind of looks the way you'd expect it to. So let's jump into the dashboard of WordPress and see how we can set things up to work with the AI MCP server. So when you create your site with Hostinger, like I say, on your business plan or higher, one of the things you're going to get is the Hostinger plugin. And inside there's a couple of options. Let's jump into the tools section because this is where we've got some of the key things we can set up. So if we jump in here, you can see one of the options is the LLM optimization. So if you want to make your site available to AI, for example, with AI bringing on board the fact that they can purchase via things like ChatGPT, you obviously want to make your online store available so purchases can actually be handled through that. Lots of other use cases, but that's just one. Once we enable that, typically you'll have an LLM text file, and this kind of says what's on your website and how the LLMs, the AI should actually access it. It's a static file, so if you make changes or you want to change anything on there or update it, you have to manually make those changes. But you've got the Web 2 agent, which allows AI to easily understand what's going on your website. So I would say if you want AI to access that content, enable the Web 2 agent as a bare minimum. Also, make sure you enable the AI tools to allow Cody to manage your site. And then we can use this MCP server to be able to handle the management, creation, changes, and those kinds of things on various different parts of our overall WordPress site. You also have the AI content creator. And if we jump in there, you can see this allows us to say what you want to do. So for example, posts, pages, create content there. We're going to leave that though. We're going to focus on Cody, which is the AI MCP server agent that we've got access to throughout our entire dashboard of our site. So let's go and take a look. Let's jump into, in this example, our WooCommerce products, and let's just do something like ask it to create a product and see how it handles that side of things. So we'll click on Ask Kodee. And inside here, we can choose between WordPress and WooCommerce. So in this example, we'll choose WooCommerce. You can see it gives us a couple of example prompts, which we could use if we want to, but let's just create something ourselves. Let's ask it to create a new product, give us some basic info, and let it get started. Okay, we're going to keep this bare minimum. Create a moisturizer called Funky Fresh, place it in the relevant category, and set the price to $19.99. There's a couple of things I want to draw your attention to here before we move forward. You'll see that the category inside here is spelt with a Z or a Z, depending on where you are in the world, which is the American or US spelling. The UK spelling is with an S. So I want to see if it's clever enough to pick up on that and put it in the right category. We'll also just kind of give it some bare minimum information. So let's say, go ahead and send that. It's going to take a little couple of seconds to think through what we're asking it, and then it should action it or come back with asking us for more information. After a few moments, you can see it comes back and tells us the product Funky Fresh Moisturizer has been placed in the category Moisturizer and the price $19.99. We can click and go and take a look at that product if we want to. And you'll see that it actually has done it with the Z or Z. So let's refresh this. And sure enough, there's our Funky Fresh. It's in moisturizer and it's $19.99. So it's done exactly what we asked it to do. It's picked up on the different spelling, but still put it in the correct location. So that's kind of useful. If you do make a little mistake, you can see it can pick up and it can understand what we're trying to say. So we've got the basics in there. Now let's ask it to do some more. Let's say we want to add in some descriptions. So let's do the same thing again. Let's ask Cody. You'll see our previous chat is still here. We can start a new fresh one if we want to with the start new chat option, but we want to kind of keep this in the same vein with the same product. So let's ask it to do something else. Okay, so again, I've added in the prompt that I want, telling it which product I want to target, that I've got the short and the long description and give it some basic info about 100% natural ingredients, so on, so forth. So again, let's ask this to do what we've asked it to do. It's going to go through the thinking process, and then hopefully it'll go and update exactly what we've asked it for. There you go. After a couple of seconds, there's our short description and our long description. So even if you don't use this exactly as it is, it's a starting point, which when it comes to writing out descriptions for lots and lots of products can get incredibly time consuming. So something like this could be a real time saver to at least get everything up and running that you can make some refinements to should you need to. But as you can see, it's picked up on everything that I've asked it for. So the long description, Funky Fresh is a premium moisturizer made from 100% natural ingredients, clinically tested and proven to fight the visible signs of aging in adults over 40. Provides deep hydration, revitalize your skin for a fresher, younger look. Now, if you want to make changes, maybe something in there isn't exactly right, you can ask it to make changes. But let's not labor the point too much. Let's just minimize this. Go and take a look at our Funky Fresh product. You can see there's the details. Moisturizer, Funky Fresh, the details in the short description and the longer description. Pretty cool. Everything we've asked it to do is in there. Let's try something else. That's a pretty simple example and nothing too kind of like groundbreaking. But let's just start a new chat so we can clear everything and get everything out of the way. Now, one of the things you may want to do is apply a discount across a range of products. And you may want that discount to only be applicable for a short period of time. Maybe you're doing a flash sale on all of your cleansers, for example. Well, let's see how we could use this to do just that. So this time again, we're going to choose WooCommerce and we're going to ask it to do what I've just said. So set all the cleansers to be 50% off their full price for the next 24 hours only. So there's our cleansers. You can see they're all pretty much at their full price. Let's click on this and see what happens. Let's quickly filter this by category. We're going to say there's our cleanse, filter it. As you can see, all of our cleansers are now 50% off. And if we jump into one of these and scroll down, you'll see there's the sale price date and it tells it for the next 24 hours. So it's going to go through until tomorrow. So once that time has passed, it's going to reset, go back to the normal price. We don't have to worry about it. But this is something that if you've done this yourself, you know this can be incredibly time consuming. But the fact we can ask this to do it, take a couple of seconds and boom, all of those cleansers are now updated is pretty cool. Okay, let's try something a little different now. We're jumping over into the WordPress pages section. I want to create a new page that's going to feature a block that has a specific WooCommerce category of products displayed in it. Let's see how we can do it. Let's come back over to Ask Kodee one more time. This time we're going to choose WordPress and we're going to ask it to do exactly what I said. So here's the prompt we're going to use. Create a new page called Cleansers. The page should contain the WooCommerce products block and display all the products from the cleansers category. Also add in a title, new page, following text, amazing fresh skin, and add a paragraph of text below the title and before the product block describing the cleansers as 100% natural and organic and clinically proven to reduce the signs of aging. Let's send that and see what happens. There you go, it comes back and tells us what it's done. Now you don't see the page here, we simply have to refresh this. There's our cleansers page, let's open this up. And as you can see, there's exactly what we've asked it to do. There's our title, there's some information underneath, and there's the product block, and it's using the cleansers. So if we come over to the product category, you can see cleansers is selected from the list. And if we save this and just preview it, that's directly integrated into our site. So obviously we can come in and we could refine the design of this and add some extra things in, or we could ask AI to make changes. So again, let's ask Cody. Now this is something you'd probably do yourself, but I just want to demonstrate how you could use it. So I've asked it to add in an additional category, again, spelled incorrectly, or spelled correctly if you're in the UK, and also to amend the title and the description accordingly. So again, let's ask this to do that job. There you go. Again, after a few moments, it's now come back and told us what it's done. Now, obviously, again, you're not going to see this because we do have to refresh the page. So you can see it's updated the title and it's updated the description underneath. And we look below, you can see there's all of our products. Now, at the moment, this is still showing us the category of cleansers. But if we scroll down, you can see underneath, there's our category of moisturizer. Now, obviously, if I'd been a bit more picky about telling it exactly what I wanted, we could have got it inside here. So it's basically done exactly what I've asked it to do, which is what you're going to get with most AI-based tools. And this is no exception. But you can see we can easily add these things in. So if you've got a client that maybe isn't that tech savvy, they could use something like this. Or if you just wanted to speed up your overall work process and not have to go in and manually do a lot of this work, especially if you don't have content, written content and so on from a client, you could easily use Ask Kodee to be able to speed up this process and at least then hand that off to your client and get their feedback and make any necessary changes you want to or they need to. But that's basically a first look at how we can use Ask Kodee, the MCP server, as part of Hostinger. Hope you found found this useful, and if you want to grab that discount, check out the discount code in the description down below. As always, my name is Paul C. This is WP Tuts, and until next time, take care.